Good morning, traders. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Good morning, John, Kyle, Kenneth, Jay, Bill, Sandra, Tamimi, Yolanda, Mr. Rodriguez, Alfredo, Greg R., Two Stray Dogs, Parabolic, Robert, Bob Smith, not seeing much this morning popping up on the board. Had a couple penny stocks moving before pre-market. I saw I missed a good couple of stock picks yesterday, yesterday's pre-market. That always happens when I'm not here. I hope you guys made some money on it, jumped on them. Good morning, Bob Smith. I have about 3 minutes to go. Good morning, Gil. Hopefully something will fire up here. Good morning, Scott. Snow Moon. Good morning, Super. Less than a minute to go. Looks pretty quiet on the watch list. And here we go. Kind of like I expected, a soft open. Penny stock on the move here. SNTI, it was moving earlier in pre-market. Good morning, Alex, Robert. So if it's your first time here, we're watching this volume spike column. For anything that moves, you'll see green pop up here. These numbers will start spiking when the stock starts moving. Then we click on them and check on the chart to see if we want to make an entry. Once they're spiking over here, we verify that the moving averages have crossed over. This is the 5 and the 13. And that we see spike arrows coming in, and that this current candle is bullish, which is here. That we have more buyers than sellers down here. And we also verify that the volume is flying. We like to see lots of volume. If everything comes into play, we make our decision to buy or not. I'm not a penny stock player, so that's going to be on you. Pulling back slightly. I don't know if it's just me, but I just can't get excited over 4 pennies. But I guess if that's your market, it could be fun. Looks like it may do a pullback here before the next run up. I'll go ahead and mark it out. It could bounce down to here, bounce off of support, and go right back up to resistance for a couple of pennies. I'll take a look at it. FEMY seems to be doing the same thing. It's not really spiking. I can see it down here in the all stock scan, and it disappeared. Not enough volume to trigger. Another penny stock here, BCLI moving. Another stock here, FRLN, just took off. Looks like it's been running flat all day yesterday. Must have had news come out. Can't really mark support and resistance levels on it since it has done nothing. I actually don't know where those levels are. This could be one. Or is it a pump and dump? That's what we got to be careful of. So far, it's lost over $1 since it went up. $1.50, $2. It's not a good sign. We do have some volume on this stock if it holds. Don't know if they're just going to drive it down. I always like to see previous activity the day before. This kind of brings question to my mind. Well, let's mark it out and see what happens. It looks like it's going to go back up. It could go back up and retest 7 or 689 actually. Looks like the volume is dying at this point. Thank you, James. Well, I guess we'll see how positive it was if they come back in and start buying. Sometimes what we think is good news goes the opposite direction. All depends on how the investors take it. While we're floating around here, make sure your volume spike is on 0.0. I have already changed mine. Make sure your TIF is on EXT so your trades will execute in pre-market. I think what we're seeing here is people that may have got in up here, they're trying to get back some of the money. So every time it pops up, the sellers jump in. They may have got trapped up here when it was trying to rise, thinking it was going further. But as soon as they're out of the way, it could take off. Moving averages are far apart. That's always a good sign. Hello, Panda. Market seems to be quiet other than this one bouncing around. See you later, Panda. Looks like we're going back up for that retest. Let's see if we can break through that 689. Well, looks like we got through it. Let's see if we can hold. Looking like we have a chance here. I'm going to wait for a pullback and see if we get one. Looking like we're running out of buyers. It did break back through support. Now it's become resistance again. Seems to be one of those stocks where you can't really predict the direction. Good morning, Sicilian. Good job, Greg. Definitely bouncing around. Good morning, Bo. Good morning, Brian. So my delay is about 5 seconds, so don't trade off my screen. 5 seconds means a lot up here. It is holding its price level. That's one good thing. It's hanging around up here. Maybe other investors will find it and drive it up a little more, but that's always a wild guess. Good job, Who Loves Lunatic. Don't matter how much you get as long as you're winning. Good morning, Raphael. Good morning, Pat. Looks like they're tired of waiting. Few profit takers going to take it at this level. About 6:30, I'll do a walkthrough if you're new here. Currently, we're watching FRLN, who took off this morning in pre-market. This is a good example of no volume. Pre-market stocks all of a sudden have volume. That's why you can't look for a volume in pre-market, because usually these biotechs don't have any. Like they announce a new drug in testing and they get a stock symbol, and if it's successful, then buyers come in and start buying it up. Well, I'm watching it drop on the tick chart. That's always my best indicator. Nothing else moving at this time. This one's even kind of just floating now. Volume has died way off. All right, since things are slow, I'll do a walkthrough. Good morning. Glad you could join us. I am Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy who trades from his office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkorSwim coder, and I write my own scripts. This is the volume spike indicator that I wrote, and it lets us know the moment a stock starts moving up or down by these percentages. We watch these percentages, and once they take off, we click on the stock, and over here I wrote this pullback strategy, and it consists of the 5 and the 13 EMA. It consists of these spike arrows to let you know the volume is increasing. Then we set our support and resistance lines and try to play the pullbacks. This was a good pullback here, but it was acting so funny I didn't act on it. Didn't know if it was over here or not, and then it paused again here. We also watch this volume indicator down here. It indicates whether there's more buyers or more sellers. Currently, there's more sellers in the stock. We're also monitoring this current candle. There's a label up here telling us it's bearish. When a stock is coming up and the volume is increasing in each candle, you'll see a bullish sign up here instead of bearish. So to make it simple, we're watching this column. We click on it. We quickly verify that we have a crossover. Arrows are coming in. We see green down here. We see green up here, and then we make our decision to buy. Try to scalp a little money out of it and get out. You can find this on our YouTube channel. I'll post a link down in the chat box. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. Watch the videos. Watch all the videos over and over and over until you learn. Like the videos, share the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know what kind of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. We also have a Discord channel where there's over 1,000 investors. We have lots of them sharing information like It's Me Bob. If you want to learn how to do options trading, he gives some good pointers. He holds live streams when he has enough participants and when he has the time. He's very good at what he does, and I encourage you to join him. There's the link to our Discord. We also have Gregster and River Place Dad over on Trading Floor. Join our Trading Floor channel, and you'll find some good stock picks over there with these guys doing their homework. They're putting the best ones out there possible. So if you don't have these scripts, head over to Current Setup. When you join Discord, you'll see 3 files there. These are the 3 files you need. You'll be getting this setup here, this label here, this label up here, and this volume spike indicator. If you don't know how to install them, visit the how-to videos. Just match the indicator with the video and you'll figure it out really quick. If you have trouble after that, send us a message in support. If I can't get to you, somebody will. We have a lot of people helping other people. Bob Smith and others are also joining in. Keep this thing rolling. Now, I appreciate you joining us this morning. And one more thing I forgot, don't trade off of my screen. Sometimes it's delayed. Make sure you get set up on your own computer. You can come here and watch these live streams each morning to learn how it works. Once you get familiar with it, do all the trading off of your own platform and not mine. My delay sometimes gets out of hand. And I appreciate you joining us this morning. Now we wait. Hopefully we'll get something else moving here soon. Good morning, Scott. We have a penny stock here that may be fixing to take off. Good morning, Jesse. Looks like that one's going to fail. So I'm still testing the new indicator for those of you who saw it before. That's how I'm finding these stocks even before the spike indicator turns on. Good morning, Pablo. Good morning, Naveen. Good morning, Higher Ground. Good morning, Peor. Good morning, Mr. Peterson. So while things are quiet, let me have your undivided attention for a second. I have something that is very important. And unfortunately, really, it's about me. I had a medical appointment on Monday. Has nothing to do with me missing yesterday. And Monday, my medical report didn't come out so good. And I've been having small issues, nothing serious. Actually, didn't even know I had a problem. But they have scheduled me for an angiogram next week. I've already had several stents put in the last 3 years. And they want to go in and look around and see if I need another one. So there's going to be some days next week I may miss. Hopefully it's just another stent. That's an in and out patient thing. I may miss one more day. But the doctor did say if the stent doesn't do it, they may have to do bypass. And that'll take me out for a while. Hopefully not too long, and I may have to miss some days. If that's the case, just know I'll be back. But it's something I must do. I'm getting older. Got to make sure the ticker keeps going. I'll be fine. I've been through it before. But I needed to let you know in case something goes south. You need to be aware that I will return. Thank you very much for your prayers. I'm a strong old bull. I'll pull through it. Thank you to everyone. I really appreciate it. It really came unexpected. I wasn't having any issues, didn't know anything was wrong. And there still might not be anything wrong. It's more exploratory than anything. But we'll get through it and we'll all be back together again soon. Yeah, it kind of runs in my family. My dad had bypasses. Of course, before my dad, I don't think bypasses existed. VVOS moving here for us, though. It's a penny stock. Thank you very much for your blessings and prayers. I haven't been scheduled yet, but I do know it's going to happen next week. ASAP. I don't know which day. As soon as I get that phone call, I'll send everyone a message on the day I won't be here. Robert, is yours just all white, or does it have colors or nothing? Robert, I think I put this one up there and replaced the old one. You may just need to delete that one and reinstall. I think I even put the word color there to let you know it was different. This penny stock's still moving. Thank you, Raphael. And the silence sets in again. Nothing moving. Good morning, Chuck. We've been having quite a few penny stock movers over the last month or so. This one's still going up, VVOS. Patiently waiting. As I've said before, sometimes it gets boring, but boring pays well if you keep watching. I'm going to add this new indicator up here to the screen so that you guys can start getting familiar with what's going on. Because I'm sure everybody's going to use it. I find it to be pretty valuable. And we're going to sort by that number instead of the volume spike, because once they start spiking, they'll come up here anyway. So what this new indicator is doing is it's watching back 30 minutes. So any stock that has been slightly moving for the last 30 minutes is going to get a score. So the lower the score, the minimal the move. Like you can see VVOS here has jumped all the way up to 43. So the score goes from 10 to 100. So the higher the score, the more the stock is moving over the last 30 minutes. You'll see this list get long, it'll get short, they'll die off, they'll pop in. Like we can see this one here is moving. So you watch these numbers and they're going to fire way before this volume spike fires, only to let you have a notice prior to it triggering a volume spike. So it starts off at white and it's color coded all the way up to the darkest color. So the darker the color gets, the more powerful the move. What's really good is when these numbers start moving and you see the volume spike jump in beside it, you know something's really happening there. Because we see a lot of these volume spikes pop in, but the numbers aren't moving. So I called it Momentum Watch. Watch for watch list. Momentum for movement, of course. I'm pretty sure I'll probably put it out over the weekend. I'm still monitoring, but it seems to be working fine. You're welcome, who loves lunatic. I'm always searching for that advance notice. I want to get in at the bottom, and I know you guys do too. This is pretty much a bottom with this volume spike indicator, but this is activity. Like, hey, there's something moving over there. It's over in scripts. What I haven't figured out in this script yet, it's finding stocks that are going up. And I know there's a lot of people that short stocks. So I need to do the reverse of this for shorting. But I can't do it in one indicator. It'll have to be in two indicators. Or maybe I'll figure it out, but I don't know how I'm going to display if it's going up or down if I'm using all the colors. So more than likely it's going to be two different scripts. Well, we just went through that 7 o'clock hour. They did have a news come out on LAB, but I don't think it was very important. Looks like there was buyers in anticipation of that news. I guess we'll see if they step in here. Very low volume, absolutely none really. That would be LAB. DVOS is coming up on the score again. Some more news on SONX. Let's keep an eye on it as well. And Vino has news. Here's Vino. The news must have been good. It was up here in the early notification before the spike took off. So I'm liking it. We knew back here. Because it had been moving in the last 30 minutes. Might have been minor, but it was moving. Yeah, it's looking like the investors didn't like the news. Guess it's never good news if you're covering debt. Kind of curious to see what this is going to do at market open. I haven't been here to test that. I'm wondering if all of the stocks going up are going to be listed first. I would think they would be. Hopefully it puts them in order. So we're still watching volume spike. We'll always be watching volume spike. But now hopefully we have a notice way before the volume spike. Bob, did we have another one today or after I posted it yesterday? Is there still another one? Let me go look and make sure they didn't duplicate my name again. That's what they've been doing. Well, it's not going to let me do it while I'm live streaming. So I'll have to check it after the live stream. Just be sure you don't fall for it, because I'm not out there selling you anything. Keep that in mind. Not trying to sell you the ultimate setup for trading. I'm not trying to sell you anything. And as always on Discord, my name is green in color. So if the up $2 you're talking to doesn't have green on his name, it's not me. Good morning, Jimmy. So no movement after 7 o'clock today. Usually we have a little something. I see this one jumping around. Not a spike yet. There it is. So that was pretty much the very bottom. I'm watching this one as well, but the numbers aren't increasing. So there's activity coming into this stock. So we're having some pretty rough weather here. And every now and then we lose power. So if I disappear, I'll be back when the power's on. Doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. Good morning, Casey. Good morning, Coach. So if you're new here, I'm testing another indicator. We're still going to use volume spike. It pairs in with this new one. This one's looking back 30 minutes for any stock that's been moving over the last 30 minutes, and it gives it a score. The higher the score, the better. It actually kicks in before the volume spike does. It lets you know there's activity in these stocks. So once they pop up here, then you wait on the volume spike to kick in, or you can check them before. So these are scores from 10 to 100. So it's a 30-minute period look back for activity. Yeah, I think this new tool is going to help us nail the bottoms, because we've been getting these volume spikes and I click on them and they're already halfway up somewhere. This is going to allow us to know if there's any kind of movement whatsoever before the spike kicks in. Good morning, Money Man. See you later, Mr. Rodriguez. You have a blessed day. No problem, super. Thank you, Greg Huntsman. So you can see these stocks stay in the list until they drop off, but you can see it triggered us when it was down here that it was moving before the spike kicked in. So hopefully we can nail some bottoms and get the whole rise, maybe. Of course, it's new. I've been testing it. I expect you to test it as well when I finally release it. List is getting a little bit longer. There's more activity and more stocks. So once they list here, we wait on a spike, or you can check them before the spike. You may see something different. Thank you, Raphael. There it went. See, it notified us of previous movement, then the bullish came in, and then it popped. Yeah, when you're scalping, every penny counts. So I've been drilling into it. What more can I do to increase profit? Bino's been up here for quite some time this morning already. We are getting some really heavy rain, but believe me, I want it. It's been so dry here. Thank you, Money Man, for that donation. It always helps me keep the channel going, so it's greatly appreciated. I do have expenses here. This stuff is not really free. I mean, it's free to you. And that was my whole goal. So every little bit helps, and it's greatly appreciated. I'm liking what I see on Momo Watch. Wished I could have been here yesterday when the stocks were running. Think y'all had 3 or 4 good ones. I failed the electrocardiogram on Monday. I was on the phone. If you heard me mumbling, gave someone an update. Quiet morning this morning. Enjoy your coffee, wait, watch numbers. So if you're new here, I'll do a walkthrough. I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I am also a ThinkScript coder, and I write my own scripts. My main script right now is this volume spike indicator. It lets us know the moment the stock starts moving. When it does, we click on that percentage as it's rising. We take a look on the chart, see if we have a moving average crossover. And these spike arrows coming in, we look up here to see if we have a bullish signal that is watching the current candle. We also have the buyers and the sellers down here. It lets us know who's in control, the buyers or the sellers. So once we see a spike in this column, we click on it, confirm that we have to cross over the arrows, that we see a green bullish, and that the buyers are outnumbering the sellers, and we make a decision to buy or not. To get these indicators, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the chat. Once you subscribe to the YouTube channel, beneath each video is a link to our Discord where there's over 1,000 subscribers. On YouTube, watch all the videos over and over and over until you get sick of watching them so you can pound this information into your brain. It's a very simple way to trade. You get early indication. You don't have to go searching for stocks. They pop up right here in the watch list. They'll jump right up here to the top when they're moving. To get these indicators on Discord, you have to accept the disclaimer. All the channels will pop in. And head over to our how-to videos if you don't know how to install scripts on ThinkorSwim. After you watch the how-to, head over to current setup, which is this current setup. Currently displaying V4, which is volume 4 of the pullback indicator. Once you load these 3 scripts, you'll get everything you see up here on this chart and this volume spike indicator. Over in Discord, we have several other investors helping me do the same thing. They're sharing their information. We have It's Me Bob, who's giving pointers on options. He also holds a live stream if you're interested in learning how. We also have Trading Floor with Gregster and River Place Dad posting stock picks. They do their homework to give you the hottest stocks possible at that current time period. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed up to whatever time. I've seen it go 5 minutes. So currently this morning it's only 3 seconds, but it's variable. So set this up on your own computer so that you know your data is accurate before making a trade. I appreciate everyone joining us this morning. I hold these live streams every morning that I can, 6 a.m. till 9:30. You can come here and learn how to use the indicators before you invest your hard-earned money. We're currently watching a new indicator. This is a 30-minute watch. It lets me know, and it's going to let you know if anything is moving over the past 30 minutes. Once that's confirmed and you see the volume spike kick in, you will see stocks take off like this. Yes, that was perfect timing. So you can see it's bullish. This candle is bullish. The buyers are outnumbering the sellers. And the stock is taking off. The moving averages are pointing north. You can see the spike arrows kicking in. It's an easy way to trade if you're a scalper. You can get in there for quick profits. This is not a long-term investment strategy. Mainly scalping, that's all we do. And if you're not a scalper, it'll probably quickly convert you over to one if you come here and watch these live streams. There's some quick profits to be made. And we've had quite a few runners, not a whole lot, but we've had some big ones and we've had some little ones. The best part is that we have them. So have fun, sip your coffee. We watch numbers every morning. Sometimes it's boring, but boring pays well. That was a quick burst for IKT, but it did not hold. Or it could be a pullback, so we'll mark it out. This was the high, this was the low. Let's see if we bounce here back up to the high. That would be about a 23-cent gain if it does. So if it breaks through support here, it's probably going to head right back down. Looks like we're going to head back up to test resistance. They can get enough buyers. I see volume is good, but I'm seeing sellers over here. It's going to be a struggle. Good morning, Mike. Glad you could make it. That's a good start, Mike. You just need to watch them and make sure you understand 100% what's going on. If you go to current setup on Discord, that's really all you need to start learning. Don't overwhelm yourself with everything I've created through all the years. You don't need it. Stick with the basics. Make it easier to learn. IKT still trying to get back up to resistance here. We did have a candle close below support. It may be weak. I actually had two candles. This one closed above it. You are welcome, Mike. PXLW on the move. It's very low volume. That's what you're going to have to watch out for. If you're watching this column, make sure we get bullish and we see these numbers moving. That's still important. We know it's moving, but how far is it going to move? And that'll be indicated over here. IKT still struggling. CGC is kind of standing still, but you can see it's been moving over the last 30 minutes. IKT trying again. PXLW, very low volume, but it's moving. Don't think I would chance it at this point. There's not enough volume to get in and out quickly. So if you're new here and you haven't seen this indicator, we're only testing it this morning. It's looking back 30 minutes and letting us know any stocks that have been moving over the last 30 minutes. Once the volume spike kicks in beside them, then we really know they're moving, but you can click on them as they appear and see if you like what's happening in that stock. Hopefully we can get in a little sooner than the volume spike going off. It appears to be working really good. There's only one volume spike. It's number 3 or step 3 in current setup. You keep telling me FEMY. It must be moving very slowly because it's not popping up on the radar. Up and down don't impress me. Up really impresses me. You are welcome, Mike. Coming up on that 8 o'clock hour, we all know what happens then. Everything kind of slows down. Closer we get to market open, we'll see more red come in. And about 8:05, I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'm going to go refresh my coffee, move these old bones around. When I return, we'll set up for market open. Man, this yard service people, they must be pretty desperate. It just rained and rained, and they're out there mowing. They must be hungry. Sure hope they don't make a mess of the yard. IKT still holding in there. It's holding that price level. IKT still trying. It's wanting to go. Volume has increased in this candle compared to the last candle. I know the feeling, who loves lunatic. It may not be over though. It's getting pretty quiet now. There's no spikes happening whatsoever. Coming up on that 8 o'clock hour, that's normal. So if you're new here, we're testing a new indicator. This indicator's looking back for the last 30 minutes to see what stocks have been moving, and it gives them a score between 10 and 100. The higher the number, the more the movement. We're hoping we can get in a little bit earlier before this volume spike takes off. So you can click on each one and check them out before they start rising. Hopefully we can catch them at the bottom. That's my thoughts. That's why I built it. I want to see if it can be done. What I'm noticing is when they pop up, the volume has not even come in yet. So that's a good sign. Because we want to be in just before that volume takes off. IKT still struggling. CDT moving. Maybe that's a good pullback here. It's in dollars, not pennies, not quarters, but dollars from 9 to 12. Always look over here and see what kind of money is being offered. But be aware, if you're wrong, you lose a lot quicker because it's got dollars. So you got to be certain. That's where the money is. The spread is low. Well, it was. Now it jumped up to 27. Now it's down to 6. Be careful, that spread is really jumping high. It's like trickery. Probably should have got in when I first saw it, but it's too late. But that was good. It popped up in the Momo watch with no spike and then took off. And it took off for $2. Maybe more. Nice run. So we were notified here from 10 to 14. But the spread was ridiculous. But when we were first notified, the spread was 6 cents. Right now, I am in the process of building trust in my brain with this new indicator. So I'm going to miss a few until I know that when it pops up here, that it's fixing to move, and I get a spike and it's certain that it's going to move. That did happen here. Once I trust it, I'll start pulling the trigger. See you later, Jimmy. Have a good one. Yeah, it's only in testing. It's not out there yet. I have to make sure that if I put it out there, you don't lose money or me. It's less than a week old. I wrote it last weekend. I like these indicators to prove themselves. I don't want to have to prove it to you verbally. I want the indicator to do that. Just like this one. This one has proved itself many times over. This setup has proved itself many times over. You are welcome. Guess you can say I dig into the technical side and the fundamental side, so you don't have to. All you have to do is use them. Be happy you don't have to figure all this stuff out, because it's not easy. Okay, traders, I'm going to take a 10-minute break here. You can continue watching the columns. You see these numbers rising and the spike kick in. Check them out. I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Good morning, Paul. JD, in the description of the YouTube videos, there's a link over to Discord. You may have to click more or read more if you can't see the link. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel too, please. So in about 8 minutes or so, we'll change over to market open. If you're just popping in, I'm testing another indicator. This one here is looking back 30 minutes to find any stock that's been active for the last 30 minutes. They get a score of 10 to 100. 10 meaning they're moving minor, and the higher the number, the more they start moving. Purpose of this indicator is to get us in before the spike happens. But it's currently in testing. It performed quite well. It let us know on this stock, and it went all the way up to $14. But I don't know the accuracy of it yet. I'm not going to put it out there until I know that it's certain. But so far, it's looking fantastic. Hopefully we can catch some bottoms with this one as this indicator's kicking in to let us know it's growing faster. Curious to see what it's going to do at market open. It may line the best ones up from top to bottom. I'm pretty sure it will. About 10 minutes to go before market open. It's pretty much total silence right now, including me. Patiently waiting. That's what we do. We wait for the stocks to come to us. Maybe they'll pump one up here before market open. I'm seeing these numbers moving. Good morning, Wyatt. So make sure you're set up on your computer when this market opens. I'm going to be running down the list as it's happening so I can do my testing. I probably won't be buying unless it looks like it's absolute certain. Of course, I'm not going to miss anything that looks good, but mostly testing. You should have your volume spike set to 100 and sorted this away on your volume spike because you don't have this indicator. So go back to normal. Make sure you sort them this way. Good morning, Robert. Looks like they're going to bring Vino up here before open. Do it before the halt set in. That's the best way. Once it opens, they'll be stopping the flow. Okay, let's go ahead and change over. I'm going to right click on the volume spike. We're going to set those numbers to 100. And they are right here. This is going to eliminate anything that's trading below 1%. You can bring it up higher if you want. If you don't want to see anything trading below 2% or 3%, some people even set it to 1,000. They don't want to see anything trading less than 10%. It's all up to you. Click apply and OK. I'm going to change the scan over to all stocks. For this morning, I'm going to eliminate this one and pull this scan down in case we get a long list. I don't know how this new indicator is going to perform, but I'm going to expect it to fill in the watch list, the best stocks being at the top. So they should pop in here first before the volume spike kicks in. This will give you an earlier notice. But I really don't know how it's going to respond at market open. Both sides, both columns may kick in. I don't really know. But the best ones should be at the top. Make sure your chart is set on day and not EXT so your trades will execute. About 3.5 minutes to go. About 2 minutes to go. Be careful at market open. As you know, I don't chase green candles. I wait on pullbacks. This morning I might or might not make a trade. I'm going to be watching this new indicator. It should list them from best to worst at the bottom. One minute to go. So if you're new here, I'm testing a new indicator this morning. This will be an earlier warning than the volume spike. They should list from best to worst, from top to bottom. I'll be clicking on each one, seeing what's happening as I test, and good luck. Looks like a lot of red coming in. Not seeing a lot of movement. Starting to see a few pop in. That's a penny stock. That's a penny stock. Well, this calms it down quite a bit if it's accurate. Not seeing numbers rising. Yeah, that one's rising. Pheno going up. Volume is dying back. I can tell you right now, this is a weak opening because I have very few stocks up here. Mostly pennies. You can see the list here. I don't want pennies, I want dollars. FEMY is trying. Did get about 20 cents from open. Other penny stock moving. IONQ. Not looking promising this morning. Beano's still going. Looks like the one at the top of the list was the most stable. See if that theory holds true tomorrow. Starting to look a little better now that it's calming down. I see Mara in the list, but I don't see any activity. Coming up off a bottom. It's been pulling back pretty hard. It needs to get out of that downtrend. Take a quick look at the SPY, see what's happening over there. I'm having a feeling it's going down. No, it's actually rising. But rising from where? Let's see. Yeah, it started rising in pre-market. So there's PLTR trying to go. Kind of hard to predict market open. You don't know which direction anything is going. I think this is going to be better after the market calms down. It is pulling out the movers though. Cheaper penny stock here. I see red coming in. Vino still looks positive. Still at the top of the list. It never left. But it may leave soon. It's about a 40-cent gain from open on Vino. It's been at the top for market open. Wasn't real volatile. Might have been an easy trade. Good morning, Melanie. Rivian on the move. Or I should say moving, because we don't really know where they're going. BVOS moving half a penny or so. It's like they're all making these bounces at the top. Rivian holding strong. Really not moving much, but it's holding its price. Creeping up slowly, that's good enough, I suppose. Vino's still moving, still at the top. Looks like the two top movers are Vino and FEMY. So I'm hoping that tomorrow we have the same results. The ones that are here at the top are the ones that are going to open and keep going. Remember, this is looking 30 minutes back. So it's just not monitoring one or two candles. It's actually watching 10 3-minute candles. BVOS is moving. Vino pulling back. FEMY pulling back. BVOS trying to pull back. Rivian still looking good. So we do have top winners in this column. Now the question is, when should we have gotten in? So I need to watch the replay and see how long these stocks were up here. It would be nice to know if I can buy the top 4 or 5 and profit and drop the losers, keep the winners. Always good to diversify if you can, but it needs to be a solid movement for me to do that. So what I'll do is I'll watch the replay and write down the top stocks that were in this list before market open, see which ones remained, do it again tomorrow and see if they remain. Try to plan a strategy for this new indicator. I am on Central Time, 6 a.m. to 9:30. You're welcome, Old Thumb. You got to think these things through. You can't just say, hey, this is working. If I can put a strategy behind it, that makes it even more powerful. FEMY still going. So when I watch the replay, I'll probably watch it for 30 minutes past market open to see if they remained and if there was a profit in the ones that stayed. VVOS has been there for a while. That's great, Sonia. Keep practicing till you become consistent. It's not an easy game. I call it a game. It's probably more of a skill, because you definitely have to have a skill level to play. Most definitely need a strategy and a good indicator. And you as well, you could also watch the replay and test out what I said previously about, were these here for a while? Were they here before market open? Were they in the list during pre-market? Did they continue to rise after market open? Was it only the top 2 lines, or was it the top 3 or 4 lines? This is the information that we need. So I still see FEMY, Vino, VVOS, Rivian, NVOS. I don't remember seeing these down here in white. See you later, Sonia. Wish these were more than penny stocks. Give me a clearer picture on the higher price stocks. That seems to be the only thing moving this morning. So in about a minute, that would be 30 minutes since market open. So that means this Momo watch will be scanning from market open up to the current time. It was looking in pre-market 30 minutes back at market open. Now it's going to be looking from market open forward to the current time. Probably easier to understand if I just say it's looking 30 minutes back and you look at the time and see what time it is. I'm not seeing Vino in the list anymore. It must have ran its course. probably should pull those higher price stocks in. Let me do that real quick just to see where we are. I'll leave it that way for a few days. I'm scanning 25 cents to $50. So I'll delete my high end 50. Just run all of them. There's the reload. You see Tesla is now NVIDIA, Tesla. So tomorrow I'll run it like this with the higher price stocks and also listed so that we can watch Tesla and NVIDIA, AMD, and those stocks as well. Good job, James. I haven't tried to buy anything. I'm more concentrating on what's going on. I need to get this thing mastered. Once I do, I'll start pulling the trigger. I'll make up for my losses. Actually, I'll make up for the stocks I didn't trade. I don't have a loss. Whenever you can make money in a crappy market, something's got to be working for our favor. That's the whole purpose of me doing this. Lots of people were struggling. They'll find us eventually. See you later, Ben. Appreciate you joining us. Looks like things are dying down according to these numbers. We had some in the 30s, 20s, 15s. Now we're down below 10. I'm seeing lots of red in all stocks if we're using just a volume spike. Starting to lose my list. That's never a good sign. Kind of like the party's over. All the short sellers will be kicking in. I'm sure they're waiting on Tesla to drop. And it might be dropping already. I can type it in correctly. Yeah, it's headed down. Good job, Steve. Thank you, James. Just have to give it time and learn it. It works. If you figure out what's really happening, definitely telling you something. Once you learn it, you figure out what it's telling you and you go for it. So we are now looking back 30 minutes from now. So that would be after market open, and that tells you the story right there. There's nothing happening. See you later, Sandra. MB, that's because I showed up this morning. Yesterday, I saw 2 or 3 on my phone when I was traveling that were going up good, but now that I've returned, we did have a few this morning, 2 or 3. I think 2 of them were really risk plays. Should say high risk with high spreads. James, was that puts or calls? Or did you play both since then? I think the blessing to be recognized here is that I was able to figure out how to play this awful market. You have to change as the market changes. If you don't, you'll never figure it out. I think I got it covered both ways now. Now we just need a bull market. I was actually hoping because McCarthy left office that we were going to have a rally this morning. That didn't happen. If you recall, I mentioned I think something's going to happen government-wise before the election. I just have that feeling that it's going to change before then. I don't think we can hang on for another year. We won't survive. And it wouldn't surprise me if Trump became Speaker of the House. Wouldn't that be amazing? It would. That's a backdoor into the presidency before Election Day. That's how it can happen. So if the president gets the boot, the speaker becomes president. I actually said that a few months back. I was uncertain, but now it seems to be playing its course. You are welcome, Marilyn. It's okay, Bill. I'm hard of hearing anyway, so whatever it takes to get your point across. Greg, they do have a plan. They've had a plan for a long time. The way I understand it is they're just letting the people see the disaster that we have before they make their move. I think the good Lord's looking after us. You have a blessed day too, Mr. Rodriguez. We're running out of time here. I'll be pulling out of here about 9:30. The market's all quiet now. I've lost all numbers over here in the new indicator, and that's normal when the market goes flat. It's telling me in the last 30 minutes hardly anything has moved. They may be creeping, but they're not profitable. I see Tesla. I thought Tesla was going to drop from here. It turned around. Yeah, save your pennies. If that happens, you can expect the biggest rally in the market you ever seen. I don't think anything will stop it unless they have to halt everything. I don't think they can do that. I think the halt level is way too low. Should be way more than 10%. It's kind of like they're restricting our profits. I'd be happy with 20% and halt it. But don't stop me just over taxes, right? Like the halt rate is just beyond the 8.25 tax. Hey, you can have 10%, but we're going to pull 8.25 back. Okay, guys, since we're in the dark, I'm going to call it 5 minutes early. I appreciate you joining us today. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. And tomorrow we'll continue testing. But I think tomorrow down here below the chart, I'm going to also have the volume spike so I can compare the two. I'll try to get all the testing done this week. Maybe get this thing in your hands before too long. I appreciate everyone that joined this morning. Have a blessed day. Thanks to all of you. And as always, God bless. I'm out of here.